I guess what happened was that Yasha Reichardt contacted me and said, would I like to do an exhibit in a robotics exhibition?
Cybernetic Serendipity was a real landmark exhibition that was staged at the ICA in 1968. It was curated by the then Assistant Director Yasha Reichardt.
In a way that Cybernetic Serendipity just kicked it all off.
And the Holy Grail was the record, which was sort of the multimedia companion to the catalogue.
So we came up with this idea that if somebody could whistle a tune, then the computer might be able to analyse this tune and do variations on it. And indeed, if it was very clever, it would anticipate what the tune was and play it back early. So that's what we set out to do.
I mean, the influence is staggering. Of course, you have like big names like John Cage on the record, but like Peter Zinovief, his influence is consistent through electronic music.
To the layman who hasn't read the sleeve notes, it's going to sound strange, it's going to sound unusual, it's going to sound noisy, it's not going to be their familiar musical palette. For me, it's a gateway rather than a dead end.
It was a real celebration of new technology and the creative arts. It was very much a kind of utopian view of the two being brought together, a real celebration.
At that time, I'd just really put together a computer music studio, and it was the first computer used in electronic music.
These were computers that were huge, massive things, not in the way that we might associate ourselves with computers.
It's sort of like 3 19-inch racks, so with lots of layers of machinery in it, and this big old computer with 4K of memory, a really tiny amount of memory.
I mean, the machines and synthesizers he built were used by Kraftwerk, were used by multiple musicians, electronic musicians, through like the 60s, 70s and 80s. And I guess through making those machines, he has influenced the sound and the sound aesthetics of music and of electronic music.
Well, I suppose nobody knew that you could use computers. I mean, the only on the record there's the Iliac Suite, which was composed by a computer. It was played by a string quartet, but the notes were made by a computer and printed out by a computer. But this computer was the first one that actually made sounds.
Because there's a lot of information on music in the catalogue, but without the context of the show, the record became a collectible item separate from the art. They usually go for quite a lot on eBay.
Yeah, I think that now, like right now, there's a true homogenisation at the moment where, in a way, everything's available. All the things that people wanted to do in 1968 are now achievable.
So it was, in a way, technically incredibly advanced, but one would be very hard pushed to do it now.
They're really countering, I think, popular public perception that if you're making computer music, the computer was making the music. And that's still, I guess, something that comes up today.
You know, these guys only got to there, so can we go to the next plateau?